Today we're going to dive into a fascinating concept from Japan called Ikigai and how it might just hold the secret to a long and happy life.
I mean, think about it. What is the secret to a long and happy life? It's a question we've all asked ourselves at some point, right? We're always looking for that one magic answer.
Well, what if I told you the answer isn't some secret formula at all, but instead it's a way of life, something that's been practiced for centuries on a small island in Japan?
All right, so let's get right to the heart of it. What is this thing called Ikigai? Well, in short, it's your reason for being.
Okay, so picture this Venn diagram. Your Ikigai is that magic spot right in the center. It's where four things overlap. It's the intersection of what you love, what you're really good at, what the world actually needs, and, this is important, what you can get paid for. It's that sweet spot where your passion and your profession become the same thing.
So the word Ikigai literally translates to a reason for being. But, on the island of Okinawa, where some of the world's longest living people reside, they have an even simpler, more powerful way of putting it. It's the reason you get up in the morning.
And this old Japanese proverb just hits the nail on the head. Only staying active will make you want to live 100 years. This isn't about retiring to a life of doing nothing. It's about finding that thing that keeps you going, that keeps you engaged with purpose.
Now, this whole idea of purpose isn't just some fluffy, feel-good concept. It has real, measurable effects on how long we live. And to see that, we've got to look at the world's blue zones. Okay, get a load of this number. In Okinawa, Japan, for every 100,000 people, almost 25 of them are over the age of 100. That is way higher than the global average. And researchers are pretty convinced that their strong sense of Ikigai is a huge part of why. And you know what's wild? Okinawa isn't some fluke. It's one of 5 places around the world that researchers have identified as blue zones. These are spots where people live exceptionally long and healthy lives. And even though their diets and cultures are different, they all share a few key things: strong communities, consistent gentle exercise, and you guessed it, a clear sense of purpose. So Ikigai is also supported by these really practical everyday habits. One of the most famous ones from Okinawa is this saying, hara hachibu. It's a little reminder they say before eating to stop when you're about 80% full. The idea is that it reduces the stress on your body that can age your cells. Simple, but effective.
And you can't talk about Okinawan longevity without talking about community, and this amazing concept called the moai. Think of it as your chosen family, a tight-knit group of friends who support each other for their entire lives, through thick and thin. That deep sense of belonging is just a massive pillar of their well-being.
Okay, so we've got the habits, we've got the community, but what does Ikigai actually feel like, moment to moment? Well, the answer to that lies in finding a state of what's called purposeful flow. You know that feeling when you're just completely in the zone? You're so absorbed in what you're doing that time just flies by, everything else fades away, and you're just enjoying the process itself? That's flow, and that is Ikigai in action. So how do you get there? It's all about hitting that perfect balance. If a task is way too easy for you, you're going to get bored. If it's way too hard, you'll just feel anxious. Flow happens right in that sweet spot where the challenge is just right for your skill level. It stretches you, but it doesn't break you.
To get a little more specific, there are a few key ingredients you need for flow to happen. You need to know what you're supposed to do, and you need to know how to do it. You need clear goals and immediate feedback. But here's the kicker, and maybe the toughest one for us today: being free from distractions.
So what's the #1 enemy of flow? The absolute killer of focus in our modern world? Yep, multitasking. It's the opposite of being in that deep, focused state.
Here's the thing. When we think we're multitasking, our brains are actually just frantically switching back and forth between tasks, and the research is clear: it can demolish our productivity by up to 60%. True focus, just doing one thing at a time, is what allows us to feel calm and controlled, and it's where real creativity happens. So, what can you actually do about it? Well, you can start by creating a ritual. Set aside some tech-free time every single day. The Pomodoro technique is awesome for this. You work with intense focus for 25 minutes, then you take a 5-minute break. The whole idea is to protect your focus like it's a precious resource, because it is. All right, so let's tie all of this together. What does it actually mean to start living the Ikigai way? This quote just says it all. It's from a song sung by a 100-year-old woman in Ogimi, which is literally known as the village of longevity. It's not about achieving some grand epic thing. It's about friendship, finding joy in the small stuff, and appreciating the journey.
When you boil it all down, it really comes to this one simple truth. Sure, diet is important, exercise is important, community is crucial, but the foundation that holds it all up, the engine that drives a truly long and happy life, is having a clear sense of purpose.
And so that really leaves us with one big question, the one that only you can answer for yourself. What's your reason for being?